The Knicks postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. What a wild one tonight in Dallas. Landry Shamet, 1:02 to go for three, and the Knicks are up one. That's Shamet's first three of the game. 31.4 to go. It's Shamet again, puts the Knicks up by three. The Knicks are up by two. 3.8 to go, and Brandon Williams is called for an offensive foul. If the whistle had gone the other way, who knows? Maybe Williams goes to the line with a chance to win the game. As it is, the Knicks hang on the win. It's their first road win of the season, 113 to 111. Oh, boy. Not for the faint of heart. Great to have you with us from our Delta MSG studios. Bill Pidto along with Alan Hahn. So the Knicks tonight shoot 29% from three. They missed 15 free throws, actually 16 free throws, including missing 5 of their last 6 in the final seconds, and yet they're able to win anyway.
Wasn't pretty at all, but it's a road win. You'll take it, of course. And they made the shots when it mattered late. They did go 5 for 12 from 3 in the fourth quarter after really struggling 0 for 10 in the second quarter. The three-point shot and the three-point defense were major issues for the Knicks throughout this game, but you were just waiting to see, can someone get hot? Deuce McBride, then Landry Shamet late, got hot from 3 and knocked him down. And the bigger, of course, story of all in this, along with the win, is the fact that Jalen Brunson returned to the lineup and gave you a 28-point performance in his first start in a week since he had that ankle injury. So that's the good news, back and, of course, doing all the things you expect Jalen Brunson to do. The three-point shooting now, it's another game. It's a major issue. And I'm telling you, the three-point defense, this Dallas team is one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the league. They only make 10 threes a game, and they had 9 at the half. It was a bad start defensively for the Knicks, and they escaped with a win.
Dallas finished 16 of 44 from downtown, so a lot better than they normally shoot from deep. Wally Szczerbiak helped call the game on the radio on ESPN New York. Wally, how about that last sequence? You got a whistle. We didn't know if it was an offensive foul on Williams or an offensive foul on Shamet. They got the call right. It clearly was an offensive foul on Brandon Williams.
Yeah, live, it looked like a foul on Shamet. It looked like Williams had the angle, was slicing to the basket on the fast break, got it up on the backboard, and it was going to be an and-one opportunity. But then when you see it in a replay situation, definitely a hook. Put the chicken wing out there, kind of got caught, and it was a great call by the official. You got to make the right calls. Got to give him the credit on that one. But the defense in the last 3 minutes, guys, when they were getting shredded the whole entire game, going into the last 3 minutes in the fourth quarter, they had given up 10 free throws already. Dallas was 9 for 10, was getting dribble penetration every time down the floor. But how about Landry Shamet and the challenge that he took, fighting through those screens, just max effort on the defensive end of the floor. Everyone else followed suit. Their defense was stifling for those last 3 minutes. That's what won them the basketball game. And Mike Brown is going to love the fact that they turned it on in crunch time on the defensive end of the floor, because that's how you win road games in the NBA, by getting stops.
Yeah, it was the turnover that led to Shamet's first 3 went down. That found him in the corner, and that was a big shot. And then how about Josh Hart's effort, offensive rebound, his own miss to get it out, falling down, sees Shamet open, finds him, and Shamet hits that shot, and that really was, the big difference makers. But that's the hustle plays, the effort plays, and those are championship level plays you got to make. But championship defense, that's something that is a work in progress. We're still in November.
Guys, second half, third quarter, each team scored 35. Fourth quarter, each team scored 26. Yeah. Came down to crunch time. Wally, take us through, Alan, as well. The Knicks were able to prevail, a win they really needed to have, obviously, here away from home.
The three-point stuff here, and D'Angelo Russell got hot and started feeling it, and he was knocking down some shots. But you're just seeing here, this is just easy offense. These are contested. But early on, the Mavericks got rhythm. Max Christie got himself a 3 there, but they had just some rhythm and feeling good about their threes. Speaking of which, Deuce McBride missed his first 6 threes of the game, and then all of a sudden he knocked a few down and got hot. And then they're going down the other way, Wally, and this, boy, I'll tell you what, this is where, for me, for the Knicks, it started getting dicey. You started worrying, are they going to have enough to make plays to win this game?
Yeah, you did not want to let this Dallas Maverick team hang around. I mean, they have not been playing at a high level. Their confidence is decimated. But D'Angelo Russell came in with some big buckets in that fourth quarter and in the second half. And the Knicks, it was looking dicey. The Knicks have not played well at the end of games to close games yet this season. This was their biggest character win, I think, for this team. I think they needed to come away with a win like this.
Here's the final play real quick, Wally, as we're seeing it. And there's Williams' drive. And, again, from that angle, that looks like an and one. And Shamet immediately points the other way. And there, right there on the replay, you see, for whatever reason that I can't explain, Williams decided he wanted to wrap his arm around and hug Landry Shamet on his way to the basket. And they end up, and it's a terrific call on the baseline ref to make that call in that moment and take the basket away. But when you first saw it, Wally's there and saw it as well, calling the game. I mean, Wally, that for a moment felt like a tie score with a chance at the line to win it. And instead, they made the right call, which we saw on the replay.
Yeah, and I have to give Landry Shamet a lot of credit, because to not commit a foul in that situation when a guy had a head of steam on the fast break and had the angle to the basket, and to keep his feet moving, to keep his hands up, and to not allow that body contact to go against him as far as fouling, because the Knicks were fouling a lot of dribblers and drivers in that fourth quarter. When he came back in that game with 4 minutes to go, Mike Brown trusts him. He put in Shamet for Deuce McBride, and boy, did Landry Shamet deliver with the 2 big threes and some huge defensive plays to help this Knicks team come away with their first win on the road.
And Alan, as you mentioned, Jalen Brunson looks completely healthy. Missed the 2 games with the ankle injury. Came out tonight with 28 points. Didn't make a field goal in the fourth quarter, but still finished with 28. Tonight's thrilling moment brought to you by FanDuel Casino. Get your thrill on, Alan. Brunson looked really, really good tonight.
Well, how about the fact that means he had 27 in the first 3 quarters of the game, so that's pretty good. Early on, it looked like he was just trying to kind of get his feet under him again after missing a week and wanted to test it out, make sure the ankle felt right. And then once, that bucket right there's your vintage Jalen Brunson. He just started getting what he wanted, getting into the paint, getting more and more confident on that ankle, and making the shots we are so used to seeing him make. And he made a lot of big ones, and really, again, in a night where offensively the Knicks really struggled, they had Jalen Brunson, Wally. They had him to at least keep them in this game. When there wasn't anybody that could make a shot at some points of this game offensively for the Knicks. I've never seen an entire team go into a slump in shooting like this when you consider the 3 misses. And Wally, how about also at the free throw line? But it was great to see Jalen Brunson back in the lineup a week after an injury that everybody at one point wondered how long will he be out for.
I couldn't agree more. An 83% free throw shooting team misses 5 straight at the end of the game, with the opportunity to ice the game pretty much and make it a 2-possession game. I just really like how the Knicks offense looked at the end of the game. It was Josh Hart and it was Jalen Brunson, high pick and roll. It was making the Dallas Mavericks make a decision how they were going to guard that play. 2 winning players in the hardest play to guard in the NBA. So you know at least you're going to get something good to allow yourself to give a chance to score when the defense is ratcheted up at a high level. And boy, did the Knicks produce. They made every winning play. The little things like you mentioned, Alan, that's what win you basketball games in the NBA. Josh Hart does them. Jalen Brunson does them. Mikal Bridges does them. And that was a big-time win for this team that they really needed on the road.
All right, Wally. Great to see you as always. We'll talk to you Saturday when the Knicks are in Orlando.
You got it.
All right, Josh Hart, 16 and 10, and that sweet tooth. That sweet tooth is so strong that he even took an M&M
Peanut
from a fan.
M&Ms are the best. Powered by Peanut M&M.
Way to go, Josh. Back with more after this.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your tri-state Audi dealer today.
Welcome back. Knicks get their first road win of the year, beating the Mavs by 2. First half, they go 3 of 21 from 3. Fourth quarter, they go 5 of 12 from 3. Here's Mike Brown's postgame comments presented by Chase.
It was a good win by our guys. You know, I thought we had some great looks in the first half that could open the game up for us that, you know, we got to keep taking. And, you know, I thought Deuce had a lot of great looks in the first half. He did from the three-point line. And, you know, we came in at halftime and we told our team, keep shooting it. If you're that open, keep shooting it. The only thing I didn't want to do is they're really good at protecting the paint. I didn't want to drive in there and try to score over their bigs. And so, you know, we wanted to make sure we tried to play off of 2 feet, try to spray the ball as much as possible when you touch the paint, you know, if their bigs are coming, or look to dump it off. And if you have a wide open look from three, you got to let it fly. And to Deuce's credit, he kept doing it in the second half, and he hit some big ones for us in that second half. You got to win ugly at home. You got to win ugly on the road. And what I mean by that is sometimes you got to rely on your defense, and we still have to be better guarding the ball. That's our first priority. And we were good at that throughout most of the game. Late in the game, there was a stretch there where we sent them to the free throw line, 8 straight times, and then even late in the game, we didn't do a good job guarding the basketball. So we can't, have lulls where we're not guarding the ball because we got great defenders, and so all our guys have to do it at a high level. Having said that, we were 9 for 12 on 50-50 balls. So when that ball is loose and getting on the ground, we're 9 for 12. Josh came up with a lot of them. He was huge for us in getting us extra possessions when it came to grabbing 50-50 balls. And then we had 22 deflections. So we were active defensively, and that's what I mean by winning ugly. We got to do all the little things defensively, starting with guarding the ball, which we did a decent job of throughout most of the game. Our shifts have to be good. We have to make sure we're back in transition and we're not giving up transition baskets, and then we got to keep them off the glass. And then the little things that don't show up on the stat sheet, like I said, the 50-50 balls, the deflections, we got to win the game in those areas. And, going back to our offense, the one thing that won us the game, I thought, although we went 1 for 6 down the stretch from the free throw line, the one thing that won us the game were our paint touch sprays. Jalen had a big one in transition. He touched the paint. He played off 2. We spaced the floor the right way. He kicked that ball. He trusted his teammate. He kicked the ball to Landry, and Landry, just like Deuce had in the first half, he shot a wide open corner 3 and made it. And then the second one, Josh got an offensive rebound, and instead of trying to go back up in traffic, all those bodies in there, because they send all those guys to the glass, he sprayed it and got another wide open 3. And so the paint touch spray, something that we preached about playing against this team, worked out well for us to help us get a lead and keep the lead down the stretch. Our defensive player of the game, is Landry Shamet. Landry did a fantastic job on the ball. I think he had 4 or 5 deflections, but his ball pressure is what we want to be about, and it was huge for us throughout the course of the game, even getting that offensive foul. And, I give JT credit, the official. It was a hook, and a lot of people might not have called that down the stretch, but it was the right call, and Landry busted his behind to get down there to create that.
Kind of about that call. I mean, you don't really see that, right?
Yeah.
Game end on the offensive foul call. I mean, what did you see on that ball?
I saw it too. I mean, I did a better job holding on to my challenges. So if it was an and one, I definitely was going to challenge it. I don't even know if we had a timeout at the time, so maybe not. But it was the right call, because he took his left arm, and I had a great view of it, and I'm glad JT did. But more importantly, I'm glad that he made the right call.
Before the game about the depth, and I know it's just the middle of November, but Deuce was able to keep the scoreboard moving when Jalen came out in the third. Shamet with some big shots. Clarkson had some big points in the fourth. How important is that just down the line when it comes to postseason time that these guys have these reps and have been in these situations?
It's huge. For a lot of factors, but also it's so early in the season. The reality of it is, I don't want to gas my guys this early in the season, and if the minutes can be respectable across the board, especially at this time of the year, then we can increase the minutes come playoff time or come late in the season. And so that, to me, that's one of the biggest things. And then, like you said, getting these guys reps, again, knock on wood, in case somebody gets hurt or in case we have to throw somebody in the game, there's a comfort level that they have, not only that they have, that I have, our staff has, and everybody else has, with somebody new on the floor. You know, I would have loved to try to throw Mo out there a little bit longer. I think, you know, Mo's done a great job in the short minutes that he's played, and, you know, to try to get him some minutes during this time of the year, especially when OG's out, to keep us long and athletic would be ideal. You know, and I'm going to keep searching to try to do it. But I thought Yabu gave us great minutes tonight, and same with the other guys, like you said.
Does it show you something about Jalen that he's on this stage back in Dallas and he's got 27 points already, but makes the right play in that final minute with kicking it out to
100%. I mean, he's a basketball player, and you know, you always talk about trust and family and all that BS, you know, that coach speak, and to have, you know, your best player, a guy like that, go do it. Now what it does is if somebody else doesn't do it, I got to say, hey, come on now. You got to make the right play down the stretch. Our best player is doing it, so everybody else has to fall in line and do it too. But that speaks volumes of him as a person and as a basketball player.
You've been a big proponent of Landry for a while.
Yeah.
Does it feel good that he's making you look good?
You know, I think I look good. I got beautiful skin, you know, a beautiful black ball, man. You know, I mean, I think I got to lose a little weight maybe, but I think I look good regardless if Landry's making shots or not. So, you know, again, the way we play offensively, just to have a guy, you know, do the things that he can do, you know, just for me, knowing that, I was a big fan of his, watching film and watching him play, you know, last year and even prior. And so it was, you know, for me, having him a part of this team, you know, completed the group. Now we got a lot of diverse guys, and, you know, he's just doing, in my opinion, what he's capable of doing. You know, if he's open, take the right shot, knock it down. If they close out on you hard, snap drive and make the right decision. But more importantly, defend. And I mean, you guys have seen it now with your own eyes the past, I don't know how many games. He can flat out defend the ball. I mean, and you feel him, and he does it without fouling. He does a great job of leading with his chest and showing his hands. And he changed the game for us on that end of the floor, and obviously he changed it on the offense end of the floor. So, you know, my hat's off to him.
Knicks win by 2. Landry Shamet playing defense on Brandon Williams, who was called for an offensive foul at the buzzer, clinched the Knicks win.
I knew if he was calling something, it was an offensive foul. Did I think he was going to? You know, down the stretch, you know, you guys know how the whistle is, and sometimes it's played through it. Sometimes it's, you know, you get the call. So, again, I don't even want to be in that position. I should have known that they were going to throw it to Lively, and that's every team in the NBA does that. Run up the sideline, throw it to him. I was a step late, so I got to be better there. Take that away in the first place, so I'm not on his hip to even give him the opportunity to do that. So, like I said, a lot of stuff like that we can improve upon.
In addition to what you were able to do, Deuce was able to keep the scoreboard moving at the top of the fourth. Josh made some big plays, Clarkson in the first half. I know it's the middle of November, but can that be, guys being in those situations and trusted on in key moments, can that play dividends down the road? Like, is that stuff that carries?
I talked about it a few nights ago with you guys, and I think, you know, having moments and situations throughout the year that we're going to need, all of us, you know, whether it's, you know, here in a few weeks or now during this stretch when we're a little banged up, like, or down the line, like having situations where we can get some game reps there, it's invaluable. So, you know, we appreciate it.
Back now from the corner 3, presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. So Landry Shamet hits 2 key threes, and at that point had not made a 3 the whole night. Had only taken 4 shots the entire game, and then took the 2 key threes and made them both.
You know, shooters shoot, and they shoot with confidence, and that's certainly what he does. The free throws bothered him that he missed 2 key free throws, and then, of course, that play defensively. That's what I love about Landry Shamet. He has that accountability about how, yes, it did some good things, but I could be better.
He is so likable and so easy to root for, and it's very clear from Mike Brown's postgame comments. He loves Landry Shamet. He had another key night tonight as the Knicks win on the road for the first time this season, winning in Dallas by 2.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer today.
Welcome back. Knicks beat the Mavericks by 2. Jalen Brunson back from the bad ankle at 28 points. His post-game comments right here.
What does it say about Landry? He hadn't hit a 3 all game, and to hit those 2 huge 3s in the last. What does that say?
Resiliency and focus, and just trusting your work. You know, you never know when things are going to turn for you. You just got to continue to just keep going, and he did that.
What was the difference in your defense the last 4.5 minutes? They only scored 5 points and didn't have a field goal. Was there anything different?
I think we played together. I think prior to that, it was non-existent. Mine was non-existent, and able to turn around a little bit, but just sticking together, most important on the defensive side of the ball, especially with 5 minutes left.
Yeah, on that first 3 by Landry, I think you got in the paint, kicked it out to him out there. Just kind of, I guess, what the thought process that you're the clutch player of the year, but you give it to him, the open guy in the corner. You got the defensive stop first.
I did.
Yeah.
That was a steal.
But that was great defense.
Yeah, so we got the stop first, like Josh said, and then Landry drove the ball and kicked it to me. I was running full speed to the corner. I just didn't think I was ready to shoot. Drove it to the paint and saw it collapse, and just knew Landry was wide open back in the corner. So.
Spray 3 worked when the game was on the line, and Brunson moved very well. 27 points, and for the first time since leaving Dallas, he's on a Knicks team that beats Dallas. He had been 0-3.
Yeah. When he played against, he had not gotten a win, especially there in Dallas. So this is a little personal to him. Can Josh Hart ever just behave when we're trying to do interviews in the locker room?
He's taking candy, as we showed. Taking M&Ms from a fan.
He's always got to chime in, right? I get it, but it's entertaining. It's fun. They do get the win. There's a lot of things to clean up, but still, there's nothing better than winning. Winning is the best deodorant.
There you go.
And we both, late at night, probably could use some.
Speak for yourself. I have long-lasting.
I didn't want to tell you, Bill. But
113, 111. Jalen Brunson the next win tonight. Wrapping up the Tri-State Audi Knicks postgame show. The Knicks in Dallas tonight get a win. Next up at Orlando Saturday. Note the start time, 4:30 pregame, game time at 5. You can also stream our coverage on the Gotham Sports App. Want more than just a postgame show? Link your eligible TV subscription to stream Knicks games free, or subscribe today in the Gotham Sports App. Just go to gothamsports.tv to learn more.